Hey guys, welcome. It's time to start Bollox Talks and Tangents. We got the Blevins boys in here. We're talking about the Olympics today. I got to hit my share button there. If you're out there watching, make sure you do hit that share button. Blake Blevins looking tall. He's sitting up straight. You were slouching a minute ago, and you look a little taller today.
Yeah. I might need to get some Ozempic.
Well, you got your computer hiding your Buddha. I don't have anything. I don't. No, you're good. Oh. No, because you need it there for your notes.
I have to embrace it, Dad.
Just love it. Love it.
I have to embrace it. I have to be like Lizzo.
You called me Buddha the other day. So
no. Wait, hold on. Did I call you Buddha?
Yeah, you said, Dad, you got a Buddha. That's where I named it from.
So I did.
I'm working on my dad bod.
No. So you lost like Buddha, and you basically more. So you basically have turtle shell abs, like
turtle. Oh, okay.
Like
my turtle shaped abs. All right, but you know what? It's time to get started, and we're talking about Olympics. We're talking about world class athletes. Some amazing things that's happened in Olympics. Olympics aren't as big as they were when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Olympics were huge when I was a kid. Like, every 4 years we waited for the Olympics. And we got some great stories.
Yeah, and we actually almost got in trouble for using the Olympics because originally the Floor-Man Games were originally going to be called the Floor-Man Olympic Games.
Yeah, Ooh. Yeah, we had to drop that because that is protected. But we got a lot of sponsors we have to talk about. Starting off with St. Augustine Distillery and Citygate Spirits. These guys do an amazing job. They do tasting tours downtown on Sponsor Row, right there, right across from the fort. Citygate Spirits. They do just an absolutely amazing job, and incredible flavors on whiskeys and on moonshines. They do a great job over there. St. Augustine Distillery, they were ranked #1 tour in the entire country, on tasting tour in the entire country. So our other one on Sponsor Row is Meehan's Irish Pub. Just great food.
Mac and
great
cheese.
Food. Oh, did I tell you my hack?
What's your hack?
All right. You know how they got rid of the tenders? They still have it on the kids menu.
Oh.
So we just got to take Maeve with us. So
right.
So we're good. We order. She's really hungry. Order.
No. Hold on. Do I have to shave my beard and get like those ball caps that have like the little fans on it?
The little beanie spinner. I don't think it's going to work at this age, Blake. Maybe a couple years back. But Meehan's, they have amazing food over there. I love their curry. You love their mac and cheese. 3 bars in one. They have Johnny's Oyster Bar upstairs, the pub downstairs, and the backyard. I apologize. My voice I'm surprised it's made it this long in the week. It started going on Tuesday, and it's holding on. It's holding on for right now.
So how many meetings have you been through with a sore throat?
Since Tuesday, I probably average about 4 meetings a day.
And how much during those meetings do you talk? Like 60% of the time?
No. There's some meetings where I'm more of a nodder and a smiler, and I've done more nodding than smiling. There was a couple Zoom meetings. I don't even know if I actually said a word. So I knew I had to save it for trivia on Tuesday night, and then the three show a day on Thursday. So tomorrow I can just wear it out because I don't talk as much on the weekends. All right, but Meehan's, if you get a chance, get over there. They have amazing Irish cream. They have great foods. They have a turkey meatloaf that's incredible. I think they just won Taste of St. Augustine. So to me, it is the best food and bar atmosphere you're going to find in St. Augustine. All right, Abare, Kresge and Associates. These guys are the best CPAs in town. They keep me out of trouble. They allow you to keep your money and not give up too much money. They know all the current tax codes. They'll always help you guys out and get you in the best spot. All right, St. Augustine Pirate Museum. All right, I just finished Black Sails this week, and now I have to go back because I got to see some of my favorite pirates from the show. And some of the pirates on Black Sails was fictional. Some of them are real life pirates. So I want to go back there now that I have some fictional and historical pirate information. I think I'll enjoy it more. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. And just out of curiosity for why I'm here, Lenny's all right. He's in Las Vegas right now watching the Dead End Company. He might be on acid, but he's all right.
Well, it is a dead show, and their tallest deadhead died this week.
Yeah.
So Bill Walton.
Pouring out.
Yeah, we're not going to do that in the studio.
Hey, it's only just water.
But Lenny, have an amazing time out there when you watch this. We were thinking about you. We're having a drink for you, and we are drinking Blade and Bow because I went through and said which one has the most Olympic feel to it. And Blade, they have fencing, and Bow, they have archery in the Olympics. So Blade and Bow fits for our Olympics bourbon, right? All right. All right. More of our sponsors. You went there today, Kaiser.
Yep. So I went to Kaiser today, and surprisingly, I actually met up with Mr. Pete Melfi and Madam Susan Johnson.
And Susan is in the comments. So she said she had a pleasure meeting you. So you must have been on your best behavior.
And I did confirm Pete did have a better experience at Meehan's. Sorry, Kaiser's. I know he was slagging Kaiser's on the morning show, but I can assure you.
He busted on my Bollox sandwich on the morning
really.
Show. He liked Kaiser's, or he loved Kaiser's, but he was busted on. But it wasn't his fault. It was Kurt Kaiser's fault for saying, bad things about the Bollox. But I have added to the Bollox now. So I've added pastrami around the turkey on the Bollox, and then you press it and add a couple of little hot peppers in there. Whew, that's a good sandwich. That's a good sandwich. Susan, what did you have today at Kaiser's? All right. Coquina Coast Realty. We do residential. We do commercial. I can help you with your development needs. I can help you find land. All of those things. Give me a call at 904-669-7901.
Hey! Look in your camera. It's your company. Pitch it to them.
Oh, pitch it to them. Well, I'm reading and trying to. I'm multitasking over here. And last but not least, Anastasia Mini Golf. It is the best miniature golf in town. They've redone the carpets. They have a great experience. They have soft serve ice cream. They have beer and wine. They have an outdoor facility if you want to do a party there, a covered deck. So it's just a wonderful place right there, located on Anastasia Boulevard.
So what's your go-to soft serve?
I do the swirl.
So chocolate vanilla swirl.
Yeah, I do the swirl. I'm a swirl guy.
Okay, good.
All right. She did the K-bomb. In the ice cream sandwich. All right. Sounds like an amazing. Oh, it was amazing. All right. But get over there to Kaiser's. If you guys have not tried out Kaiser's, it's the best deli in town. Go to the staugustine.com page and vote it best deli.
For sure.
So, all right, Blake, your word origin. Did you do a word origin today?
Okay, so it's more of a phrase origin.
Okay.
It is so I'm gonna read out the full quote to you now, but the end of it's the most important.
Okay.
Spanning the globe to bring in the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat.
Yeah, that's Wide World of Sports.
Yep, ABC's Wide World of Sports.
ABC's Wide World of Sports. I watched it every Saturday morning.
Yep,
Saturday. It came on shortly after Saturday afternoon.
So it was first started in 1961.
Yeah.
First host was Jim McKay.
Yeah.
Now, so growing up in like DeLand, I only had like 3 channels. Like, how important was Wide World of Sports?
Everybody only had 3 channels. It wasn't like only DeLand had 3 channels. In DeLand, unfortunately, we didn't have CBS that well. So the signal from CBS didn't come through. So I watched ABC or NBC most of my childhood. We got cable, I would say, in the late 70s, like 79 or 80. So we got some of those other ones, and that's when I really got into the TBS and the WGN. But ABC. Jim McKay was my guy, and one of my stories about the Olympics features Jim McKay.
Mm-hmm.
So, who wrote that? Was it Jim McKay? I mean, it was Jim McKay's voiceover on it, but did Jim McKay write that, or did they originally start that in 1961?
So that was started in 1961. So it was McKay that. So as you mentioned, Jim McKay was the one that voiced it. So it's still a little bit cloudy on who actually wrote that. But what's like most interesting is like during their time, like airing Wild Sports from 61 to 97, they mainly featured one clip during Agony of Defeat.
It was the ski jumper, and he slips and falls, and he was fine.
Yeah.
You know, it looks awful and painful. So when you watch ski jumping, it looks like they're flying like 1,000 feet in the air. I mean, when you see it, you're like, oh my gosh, they're so high. But in real life, if you go to an actual ski jump, he fell about 10 feet. He just fell off the edge of it.
There's definitely much worse.
And it launches. But the thing is, the whole time they're just kind of falling with it. It's not that they launched themselves that high in the air. It's just that they're falling with the slope to go that far. So in actuality, they might only be 30 feet in the air. I mean, 30 feet's a long fall, but they might only be 30 feet in the air at the highest point. But I didn't realize, like, growing up, that looked like just the worst thing, the agony of defeat, and that guy falling.
Yeah.
It looked like the worst.
But
I went to Steamboat Springs, and their ski jump is in a little town called Hayden.
Hold on. Where is this at? This is in Florida?
No, it's in Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry. It was in 94.
Sorry. Steamboat Springs, like just hearing Springs, I thought I was in like Florida.
No, Steamboat Springs is like a ski resort in Colorado.
Okay.
And their ski jump is in a little town called Hayden. So we went over there and skied over there for a little bit, but they had a ski jump there. I did not go off the ski jump, so don't think I did that. But I was absolutely shocked. I thought in my childhood, the agony of defeat, this guy like fell off the Empire State Building, where it was only like falling off the roof of your house, which at that point I'd already done several times. So it's a little deceptive on how high they actually get.
Yeah. So I actually remember seeing this like years ago, like during like the anniversary of Wide World Sports. They actually interviewed the ski jumper Slovenian Vinko Bagacha. But
he was famous for being terrible.
Yeah, he said, and I believe he actually did win something. I'm not really sure, but obviously most American viewers, like older American viewers, know him as the guy that slipped during the
agony of defeat. Yeah.
So, but just a curiosity for you. So Jim McKay was the host of Wild World Sports. Who is the best play-by-play commentator?
Best play-by-play commentator, in my opinion, of all time in all sports.
Like during Wild World Sports.
Well, I mean, they didn't really have, because they jumped around the world. So it wasn't, like, that's where the Harlem Globetrotters really stuck in my mind. That's where Evel Knievel really became the guy. And Jim McKay was more of an anchor guy. Howard Cosell was kind of a color guy. But I mean, of all sports play-by-play guys, I got to go with, and this is all sports, I really like Bob Costas. When I think of Olympics and announcers for Olympics, I think of Bob Costas. And and I'm not a Gumbel fan at all. I don't like Greg or Brian Gumbel. I'm not a Gumbel fan at all. So when I think of Olympics, originally I thought of Jim McKay, and then I thought, in my opinion, it's Bob Costas.
Yeah. Yeah, so I personally have to say, like, so I grew up like more NASCAR and like basketball. So I grew up like Alan Bestwick, Paul Page, Jerry Punch. Then
well, Costas I think started in basketball and then went over to baseball. But I think he was an ABA play-by-play guy for like the St. Louis Spirits or something like that. So you can Google that real quick. I mean, but I know Costa started on some low level basketball that was like not a team that people really knew a whole lot about.
Yeah, but just like going through like the list of, like the play by play, the reporters, like there's like an analyst as well. Like they had like David Letterman as a reporter for Wide World Sports, Sam Posey, Joey Schechter, O.J. Simpson, Lynn Swan.
I remember O.J. Simpson being on there. I remember Lynn Swan being on there.
Yeah, Bill Russell was an analyst as well.
Okay, I don't necessarily remember that.
So yeah, but
yeah, but I mean it spanned 4 decades.
Yeah.
So it was like 40 years. Is almost what it did. It did like 36 years or something like that.
Yeah, I love
right?
it. And now all you have is ESPN Stephen A. Smith.
Well, here's how old I am. I remember, like I said, we got cable in like 79. And at that time, ESPN literally had like sprint car racing in like some little town, or it had putt-putt golf tournaments on ESPN.
So it was literally ESPN 8, the O show.
It was like whatever they could get. They took whatever scraps they could, but their sports center was so good. Like at that time, everyone watched the 11 o'clock news, and around 11:20, the sports came on. All right, and that's when you found out all your sports. But when ESPN came in, Sports Center came to life. You know, everything. You get to see highlights from games. You get to see highlights from all over the place, and it just changed. ESPN literally changed sporting news around the country. Mm-hmm. So, all right, my word origin. My word origin is marathon.
Okay.
All right. So you know what a marathon is?
26.2 miles.
26.2 miles. Do you know where it came from? Where the word marathon came from?
Ooh, so I believe it might be Latinish or something.
It's Greek.
Oh, because
there's a country in Greece called Marathon, and it's approximately 25 miles from Athens. So the story goes, the Athenians were turning around, I believe, the Spartans, and they won the victory, and they sent a messenger from Marathon to Athens to let them know they had won. He runs the entire way. He says, we won, and then he collapsed. All right? So that distance became a marathon, but it didn't become a sporting event until the 1800s, the 19th century. So the word marathon, which is now associated with a long running distance, is actually a city approximately the same distance from the city of Athens, which is where the Olympics started.
So how crazy do you have to be? So how to feel to be like the first marathon and realize, you know what? I'm going to run a long distance. See how it goes.
You know, and you got to think these guys that were messengers. That's what they did. It was their job. You know, they were, you know, the telephone of the times. Mm-hmm. You know, because these messengers, you know, I can't remember one message to the next. And I mean, people don't tell me a thing because I'll screw it up when I tell the next person. But these guys, you know, the term "don't kill the messenger," you know, came from he would run and say, "Hey, we lost the battle." The emperor would kill him.
Yeah, and definitely like the origin of like long distance running. Definitely like from like messengers seem to be like a little bit of a comparison to like the origins of NASCAR, where it started with like Moonshine Brothers, like building up like faster and faster cars, and all of a sudden when Prohibition ended, they all of a sudden go like, hey, we have fast cars. Let's see who's the best.
We can still outrun the cops. So let's see how we can do. But you know, and I don't know if you saw the Stodom stat this morning. It was today's the anniversary of the very first Indianapolis 500. So average speed was 74 miles an hour. It was in 1911. That was probably really getting it at that time, and he won $14,000. I could use $14,000. That's over 100 years ago. That's big money. So all right. So what do you want to do? What do you have? I have One great athlete. I have two memorial events, and then I have the top 10. And I only have Summer Olympics. Did you do any Winter Olympics?
I only
at all?
have one Winter Olympic, but I want to talk about the marathon race in 1904. Since
Marathon race in 1904. Where was it at in Rome?
it was in St. Louis.
St. Louis. Okay.
Yeah. So I believe I believe they chose it because in 1803 they had an exposition to celebrate the Louisiana Purchase.
Okay.
In
Yeah, and the Olympics used to last like months.
Yeah.
And there was fewer games. There was games like tug of war.
Mm.
You know, there's stupid games this year. You know, breakdancing's an Olympic sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Breakdancing's an Olympic sport.
I know.
The French people chose. This is why you guys lose every war. You chose breakdancing as your optional sport.
Have no shame.
Embarrassing.
I mean, I will understand. Okay, so what would be a better sport? Wine tasting or breakdancing?
Well, you know, they used to have stuff like artists and drawings as Olympic events when it was a World's Fair type thing. And we're not talking like for a little bit. They did it for like 30 years. Mm-hmm. Like they would do sculptures and they would have competitions on that. And that would be an Olympic event.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wine tasting wine making would be better than breakdancing.
Butter churning.
Yeah. Oh.
But there'll be a lot of bad gifts with that, though.
Yeah. Some of the ones, there was an Olympic sport, and I'm not sure how it goes because you guys didn't have this when you were in high school, but we had it when I was in high school. Rope climbing was an actual Olympic sport. You had to be able to climb to the top of the gym, hit the bell, and then come back down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have that. You know, I think they got rid of too many people fell.
Too many people fell, but I was a good master at Foursquare, though.
Yeah, you were a four square champ.
Yeah. All right. 1904.
1904 marathon.
Men's marathon. So it's a marathon. So how long do you think the marathon distance was?
I'm going to assume it was 26 to 25 miles.
It was actually 20. So it was actually 24 miles.
24 miles. So it was a little.
So it was a little bit shorter than an average marathon.
Than the current marathon today.
Yeah, and it was actually it was run on August 30th, and it was run during the hottest part of the day on dusty roads with minimal water supply. There were only 32 athletes representing 7 nations: U.S., France, Cuba, Greece, South Africa, Great Britain, and Canada. Only 14 managed to finish the race. 14.
Their other ones fell out. Mm-hmm. So of the 32, 14 finished.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had 2 water breaks.
They had 2 water breaks. There was one at a mile marker 6 and a mile marker 12. Nothing
from 12 to 24.
Nothing.
Wow.
And basically, and this was conducted in 90-degree heat on unpaved roads. And so not only you don't have like water within the last 12 miles, you're running on dusty roads. Wait, hold on, did I just say dusty roads?
Dusty roads, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so and it basically so imagine how much dust was collected up inside their lungs.
Well, you know, you said they didn't even drink the water; they just kind of washed their mouth out.
Well, that was the winner of the race.
Okay.
Thomas Hicks, but the first person to actually cross the finish line was Frederick Loris. So he started the race, but then dropped out. Then his trainer picked him up in the car. Then drove like part of the way. Then when Loris felt better, he continued
but he drove
on.
Him like a couple miles.
Yeah. So he finished with a time.
I might be able to do that marathon.
Okay, Rosie Ruiz.
Yeah.
So he finished with a time of 3 hours and 18 minutes, which would still be the slowest marathon winning time before he was disqualified.
So what was it? 3 hours and 18 minutes.
That would have been the slowest. That would have been the slowest time if he didn't cheat. Mm-hmm. But the actual winner, Thomas Hicks, was like nearly dead, like nearly collapsed, hallucinating because the trainers gave him brandy, raw eggs, and strychnine. And
strychnine.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good remedy.
And they sponged his mouth out with like water, like water. They didn't give him water. They They took a sponge, put it in his mouth, took the water out, then squirted it all over on his head. Mm-hmm. But however, he was able to finish with a time of 3 hours, 28 minutes, and 45 seconds.
All right. I think I just chipped a tooth in the middle of the show.
Oh no!
Look at that.
Oh.
I just chipped my tooth in the middle of the show.
Oh my.
Yeah. How does that happen? I haven't eaten anything. I haven't hit my tooth on anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, there actually is another story.
I'm a gamer. I'm going forward.
Okay, there actually is another place. The fourth place finisher, and during Carvajal, he was from Cuba, and actually, so he was from Cuba, and he actually ran like in the state, like the entire country to raise funds for him to go to the Olympics. He finished fourth, but he actually took a nap during the race because he ate spoiled apples.
How long did it take him?
They only have like a times for like first through third, so they don't have an actual time for that. But I can find it real quick. But there's a really great a really great video by John Boy on YouTube, like 1904 Olympic marathon. It's really great video. Watch it.
Yeah. No, and Bobby, it was a real tooth. It wasn't a cap. I don't know what happened. It's my bottom tooth. I'm trying to think of what I ate for lunch. What
was it for a lunch bet?
Here's the funny thing. You know the people that have those 26 point whatever
26.2
on the back of their car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of snicker at that.
Well, you can't really complain because my mom had one of those at one point.
Yeah, but I did that 39 days in a row. And I'm not even an athlete.
Well, you had some help because well, not really help. I
stopped for lunch. I got
you had some barbecue.
I got rides across bridges, but I was averaging 26 miles a day, between 24 and 28 miles a day for 39 days on my walk, and I was in terrible shape.
Yeah,
I walked myself into shape, and I lost all my toenails.
Yeah,
but I did 800 miles in 39 days.
Yeah, so
that's a great picture.
Yeah, so I'm showing him the start line, and the guy that took a nap is number 3.
He looks like he needs a nap already.
Yeah, we're like,
looks like something I would wear.
I mean, there is a great video about it on YouTube. Go 1904 Olympic Marathon. It's great. Watch it. All right.
Yeah, and Kirk's out there. Thank you for taking care of Blake and Susan and Pete today, Kurt. Hopefully you didn't bust on the Bollox sandwich too much.
And actually, they actually did have a hole puncher today. So I actually did. So I said,
oh yeah. See, that's the other thing when you go to Kaiser's, they have a frequent flyer card. And Blake is all about the frequent flyer card because you've already worked through one of them, right?
This is actually number 4.
Oh, it's number 4? You've gotten 3 of them already?
Yeah.
Man, you're crushing it.
Hey.
So,
all right.
So,
hey,
we're talking about, and I'm going to stay closer to that time frame. So I'm going to go to Stockholm 1912.
Okay.
All right. Stockholm 1912, probably considered the beginning part of the century the greatest athlete of all time, beginning of the 20th century, Jim Thorpe. Mm-hmm. How much do you know about the story of Jim Thorpe?
I believe you told me this, like some of his achievements multiple times. I believe he's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He's in
the Pro Football Hall of Fame because he was the person who actually started the NFL. He was the first president of the NFL in 1920.
And I also know that there's a Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, and he was a gold medalist. He was a 2-time gold medalist in Stockholm in 1912. He won the decathlon, crushed everybody by over 7,000 points, and the pentathlon, he won that easily also. But the interesting story about Jim Thorpe, the day he was supposed to run the 100-meter race, someone stole his shoes. Have you ever seen this picture?
I haven't seen the picture of him, of his shoes.
All right, pull up Jim Thorpe and Jim Thorpe's shoes from the 1912 Olympics in Stockholm.
Okay.
All right, someone stole his shoes. All right, look at his shoes. They're 2 different shoes. All right. 2 different shoes, and he found those shoes in the trash can. There were 2 different shoes, 2 different sizes, and he still won. He still won the gold medal. All right. Jim Thorpe gets his gold medals stripped from him from the Olympic Committee. All right, because he had taken money for a 1909, 1910 semi-pro baseball team. So he gets his Olympic medals stripped from him, and it's not until 1982 that he gets his medals back. Here's the guy who started the NFL, 2-time gold medalist, professional baseball player because he played Major League Baseball also. All right. He was Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, Danny Ainge, all these 2-sport athletes. He was like a 4-sport athlete before it was cool. So he was the greatest athlete, I believe, of the first half of the 20th century.
But there was a little bit of controversy with his Olympic medals, though. What so because when he won them, he was supposed to be an amateur at the time.
Well, that's the whole thing. He got stripped. You weren't listening because you were typing. That's what I just said.
Sorry, I
completely wasn't listening.
I was arguing with Kaiser over here, basically saying that. You
guys are talking about hockey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone.
Either one of those guys have an Olympic medal.
Sidney Crosby does. Vancouver 2010, Canada.
But so Canada has an Olympic. Crosby has a gold medal.
And Thorpe was the first Native American to win an Olympic gold medal. Correct?
Yes.
What tribe was he part of?
I'm not even sure.
Let's see.
I don't know which one it was.
I think Bobby
but
said.
he to me was the one that kind of set the tone for sports being entertainment in the early part of the century. He was one of the first like superstars of sports. So, all right, what do you got? What's your other one?
Okay, all right. So you were talking about 1912 Olympics. There was a man there that has a record. So in single shot running deer team, he won the gold medal. He is the oldest man to ever win an Olympic gold medal.
Okay.
Oscar Swan.
All right, what country?
So he is from Sweden.
Those Swedes.
I know, man.
How old was he? 60 what?
He was 64.
64 years old. All right.
Yeah. So he first won it in 1912. So he actually won it in 1908 and 1912. In 1920, he was back again on for the same exact event. He was 70 years old. He finished second. So he got
he got a silver medal.
He got a silver medal.
So he's the oldest medalist.
Yeah.
And the oldest gold medalist.
Yes. So he couldn't break his own record, but still, that's
as a silver medalist.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd take a silver medal in anything.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure, but
is he like a national hero or Sweden? I mean, Sweden can't have that many superstars.
I mean, there is like a lot of like athletes. I mean, so me and Bjorn against McEnroe. So I know he was beyond board. Sorry, he was really great. But yeah, so Oscar Swan, oldest Olympic gold medalist winner at the time. The youngest though. Do you want to guess?
We talked about it on the way in, so I'm not gonna. I guess 14, and the age was actually.
Yep. It was 13 years and 268 days.
But you didn't tell me what country it was.
It's Marjorie Gestring. She's from the United States. She captured gold in the 3-meter springboard diving competition in the 1936 Berlin Olympics.
1936.
Yep.
Oh, okay, so in front of Hitler.
Yep. Yeah. So
okay.
But it'll be the only gold medal she received through the actual competition. She was awarded a second medal by the U.S. Olympic Committee after the 1940 Olympics was called off due to war.
I was going to say 1940 and 44 they really didn't have the Olympics, did they?
Yeah, she actually tried to make the games in 1948 but failed to make the U.S. team.
Okay.
But she's because of the fact that she was the youngest Olympic gold medal winner in history, she's in the International Swimming Hall of Fame.
Very cool. And it was in the 3 meters, so that's about 10 foot, 10 foot springboard.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right, that's awesome. So, and she was a U.S. citizen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the other two I have. Then I have a list of 10 of what's considered the greatest Olympic athletes. All right, and I'll go through the Olympic athletes. It seems a little biased towards the U.S. on some of these. Not all of them are U.S., but several of them are. But you talked about Jim McKay, and Jim McKay was my guy. And the first sporting, not just sporting, first news event I know is about the 1972 Munich massacre. Do you know anything about this at all?
The only thing I know about was was like the famous picture of like the masked man standing over the balcony. That's the only thing I can really remember from it.
No, and I can tell you this, because I was 5 years old when this happened, and like I said, it was the first news event that I remember in my lifetime. At age 5, you don't watch a whole lot of the news; you watch more cartoons. But I watched it because I knew Jim McKay. And it was when the Palestinians went into Olympic Village and kidnapped and actually killed 8 Israeli athletes. And the reason I brought this up is it's so telling in today's society of what's going on in the world, that we're talking 1972. We're talking 52 years ago. 52 years ago, and we're still arguing over the exact same things.
Yeah.
So in human nature, it's kind of scary that we can't figure shit out.
It is really scary.
That we can't live together and figure shit out. So, but the reason I brought that one up, to me, when we say Olympics, when we say Summer Olympics, when you say Jim McKay, talk wide world of sports, that's the image that goes to my head immediately. And we had the Olympic bombing in '96. There's a lot of protests that are around the Olympics, but the Olympics have been used as a political tool. So in 1980, the U.S. did not go to the Summer Olympics because it was in Russia. 1984, the Russians didn't come to L.A. So it's always been used kind of as a political tool in a lot of ways. So that's the reason I want to do that. All right, we got to take a quick sponsor break. St. Augustine Distillery and Citygate Spirits, 2 wonderful whiskey places in town. Amazing tours, amazing tasting tours. Get over there and see those guys. They do a great job. Tell them that you learned about them from Bollox. All right, Meehan's Irish Pub. Meehan's Irish Pub. They have great food, wonderful whiskey selection, great cheesecake there, and you love their mac and cheese.
Yeah, it's really one of the best mac and cheeses in town.
All right, Abare, Kresge and Associates, the best CPAs in town. Give them a call. They can help you set up a business. They can help you do financial planning. They can help you do your taxes. They can help you close down businesses. Whatever you need to do, give them a call. They have 30, 40 years worth of experience over there. Abare, Kresge and Associates. All right, St. Augustine Pirate Museum, over 800 original artifacts. They have one of the original of the 3 Jolly Rogers. Get over there, check them out. It's an amazing experience. If you haven't taken your family, you need to get down there. And again, tell them Bollox sent you. Kaiser, you're out there. Amazing food over there. Try the Bollox sandwich. Add a little pastrami to it. Give it a little kick. Press it down. The K-bomb, which Susan tried today. What's yours? The White Street? Is that what you did today?
The White Street.
White Street pressed?
One of the best.
All right. Just wonderful people over there. And make sure Kaiser knows we sent you that way. All right, here we go. Coquina Coast Realty. I know these guys very well. Actually, it's me. Give me a call, 904-669-7901. Looking to sell a house, looking for a piece of property, trying to see if it works into what you want to do. Give me a call. I'll help you through the process, commercial or residential. I'm there for you. All right, Anastasia Miniature Golf. Best miniature golf in town. It's a little pirate ship right on Anastasia Boulevard. They have brand new carpets, newly renovated, beer and wine. Great little place to have a party. Check out Anastasia Miniature Golf. All right, Blake, what else you got over there?
All right, let's see. What do I have? I only have. Let's go for one we both have. 1968 Olympics. That is the human rights salute at the podium.
Okay.
So, I mean, do you want to talk about this first?
We're talking about John Carlos and Tommy Smith. They were the 200 meter gold medalist and silver medalist in was it Mexico City?
Yes, it was Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Surprisingly late for being the October. Surprisingly late holding of the Summer Olympics because this happened on October 16th.
Oh wow! Yeah. I didn't realize it was that late. I was one.
Well,
you were negative like 20 or 30 something.
Yeah.
You were negative 33.
Yeah. So it must have so I'm guessing the weather must have been like extremely bad for the whole.
Oh, Mexico City stays pretty warm year round.
Mm-hmm.
So, but these two guys, a lot of civil rights stuff and turmoil going on in the United States at the time, and John Carlos and Tommy Smith, they each had a glove on. I think Carlos had the right hand on, and Tommy Smith had the left glove on. Mm-hmm. And they both raised their hands. And it's been associated more recently with Black Lives Matter. When that came out, with Black Lives Matter, John Carlos came out and said, this was for human rights, not just black rights. And it was very controversial at the time. I think they actually sent them back to the U.S. They didn't even let them go back to Olympic Village. And they took a lot of grief from it. The man who, I can't remember his name.
Peter Norman, he was the Australian runner.
He was an Australian runner who had the silver medalist, was also wearing a badge for human rights. Mm-hmm. All three of them had badges on for human rights. Carlos and Smith went to him because they didn't want to disrespect him in his moment and said, here's what we're going to do. He offered to take a knee or step all the way off the podium. So, for human rights. And he took almost as much grief, if not more grief, than John Carlos and Tommy Smith, who are now, later on in life, in 68, it was disrespectful and no one understood what they were trying to do. They later in life became kind of civil rights heroes. Mm-hmm. But it was the perfect format for them to make this moment. And it's probably one of the most iconic pictures in Olympic history.
Yeah, for sure.
Along with the Munich massacre of the balcony, which had, and neither one of these are actual events during the Olympic Games, but it shows the power of the Olympics.
Yeah, so not only the black gloves, they also had they also received the medal shoeless, revealing the black socks that they had, like to represent poverty in African American communities. Smith also wore a black scarf around his neck to represent pride. Carlos has tracksuit top unzipped to show solidarity for all blue collar workers, and wore a necklace of beads, which he described were for those individuals that were lynched or killed and that no one said a prayer for, that were hung and tarred. It was for those who thrown off the side of the boats in the middle of passage. So they were they went like all out to make sure that the whole world saw the message.
No, everyone. And it was very planned out. Mm-hmm. And these two gentlemen stood by and they never apologized. And they became heroes in the human rights and civil rights of the time.
Yeah, and actually, the next summer they had the Olympics. Pierre Norman. So he was able to qualify for the Olympics, but he wasn't invited to the 72 Olympics, and he wasn't invited throughout the rest of his career. And when Sydney hosted Olympics in 2000, he was not invited to take part in those celebrations at all.
Even in 2000.
Even in 2000.
That's terrible.
But the U.S. did invite him. Did invite him to Sydney to take part in the Olympic celebration when they heard that his own country failed to do so.
So he was able to walk with the U.S. team?
I believe he was able to hang out with him. I'm not sure if he was actually on
Man, that's terrible.
Yeah. So, but actually,
Come on, Australia, get your shit together.
But actually, when Norman died in 2006, Smith and Carlos were his pallbearers.
Wow. No, I knew that the communication between the three of them was real. The relationship between the three of them was real. It's a shame that his own country didn't recognize a person doing the right thing, even though it was not politically correct at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why these guys were doing the right thing. They stood up. They weren't offensive to the flag, in my opinion. They stood up, and and people go, well, what's the difference between this and Kaepernick? These guys stood up. They were silent, and they got their message across. Kaepernick represents a team, and he chose, and it's 100% his right to do, but it's also the team's right, who hires him and pays him. They have the right to say, that's not part of our team. Mm. And when you're on a team sport, it's a little different. So
yeah, but also if Kaepernick was good at his job, like he was if he was producing Tom Brady numbers, like year in and year out,
he lost his job to Blaine Gabbert.
Fair enough.
Okay, who the Jaguars got rid of because he wasn't good enough. Mm-hmm. Kaepernick lost his job. Professional sports, it doesn't matter who you piss off or what a jerk you are. Barry Bonds is probably one of the biggest jerks in sports. Mm-hmm. But he was in the lineup every single day because he performed. Mm-hmm. He didn't win any Nobel Peace Prizes or any of those things because of his attitude. And part of his attitude got him into more trouble down the road with the drug stuff, with the steroid stuff. But Kaepernick, he lost his job. For those that say, oh, he lost his job because of this, that, or the other, he should be very fortunate that Nike came in and gave him his endorsement deal to extend his professional sports career. Mm-hmm. So yeah, still got to respect. People die for that flag. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. So what story do you have next? Or
okay, I have a list of 10 different athletes that are considered the top 10 Olympic athletes. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time on them, but maybe a minute on each one. You tell me if you even know who they are.
Okay.
All right. Do you have anything else over there? Because I was going to finish with this.
I can go and talk about Jamaica 1988 Olympics.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the bobsled. You did have one Winter Olympic thing.
Yes.
And I stayed away from the Miracle on Ice. And the Miracle on Ice, to me, was an iconic thing. But as far as my Winter Olympic athlete that I remember the most is Eric Heiden with his gold skates. But the Miracle on Ice, to me, is one of my favorite Olympic moments, and that's when the U.S. beat the Soviet Union. But all of us in real life thought we were watching it live, and it happened like 7 or 8 hours earlier in the day.
And most people don't know that wasn't the last game of the tournament.
That was not the gold medal game. I think we had to beat Norway for the gold medal.
I thought it was Sweden.
It might have been Sweden. Okay.
Yeah.
All those countries go together. All right, so the Jamaican bobsled team. Cool runnings.
1988. I believe it was Nagano. Let's see, double check. I know it was a 1980. Wait, hold on. 1980.
Calgary?
a 1988 Winter Olympics. Okay, so I didn't realize like actually early so like in the early days of like the Winter Olympics, they used to be the same year.
That was the same year. Yeah, that didn't change until like 92, 94.
Yeah, so that was like whoa. Like
They both happened in the same year.
Yeah, so because I was pulling up like the history of like the Winter Olympics and Summer Olympics that year. Then also I was like 1988 Winter Olympics, 1988 Summer Olympics. What? So it was in Calgary.
Yeah, Calgary is where I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So this started after George B. Fitch, who was a commercial attached for the American Embassy in Kingston, suggested that Jamaica should be competing in the Winter Olympics, and is quoted saying, "You got great athletes, and a great athlete should be able to do any sport." He says after seeing a local pushcart derby, Fitch and businessman William Maloney proposed the idea of a Jamaican bobsled team, as it played well to Jamaica's strength in sprinting.
Yes.
So the president of Jamaica's Olympic Association at the time supported the idea, and so preparations were made to hire athletes. So the four athletes were Dudley Stokes, Devin Harris, Michael White, and Caswell Allen.
Mm-hmm.
So with funding from Fitch and the Jamaican Tourism Board, training was conducted in Canada and Austria in preparation for the '88 Winter Olympics. So agreement was reached with the FIB tobogganing in order to allow for entrance to both the 4-man and 2-man events at the games, so it's a great story all around, like great inspirational story. They
didn't qualify in 2-man though, did they? Did they They only qualified in 4-man, I thought. And they borrowed a bobsled from Canada or something.
Yeah, I believe they did borrow it from Canada, but they actually did. So they ranked 30th in 2-man, but they DNF'd in 4-man.
Okay, so it was the other way around. Okay.
Yeah, so in their first run in the 2-man, they finished 34th, which was ahead of the second New Zealand team, both pairs of Portugal, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Mexico. And basically also following the elimination of the U.S. ice hockey team, American television stations needed to fill airtime, and then chose the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah.
So
no, it's great. And speaking of bobsled, and we'll stay with this for just a little bit. Little trivia question out there: do you know who the only Heisman Trophy winner is to be on a Winter Olympic team?
Herschel Walker.
Yeah, he was a bobsledder. So
what year was that?
I think it was in the 90s. I think it might have been 94. It might have been 98 when they just switched it.
I mean, Herschel Walker is also a multi-sport athlete as well, like football, bobsledding, a little bit of mixed martial arts as well.
Yeah.
He
did MMA and just crushing people.
But plus also the most rigorous sport of all, political fundraising.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't do so well there.
Yeah.
So, what did you find it?
Yeah. So, it was 1992.
92. Okay. So Barcelona they were still in the same year then.
Yes.
Where was 92?
92 was in Albertville, in France.
In France. Okay.
The next one was 94, which was in Lillehammer.
Was he in He was in both?
No, he wasn't in
Okay. I was gonna say, I thought he only did one.
But I was saying so when Olympics started like the 4 years within 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's the only Heisman Trophy winner that I know that was in the Winter Olympics.
Yes.
So all right. So my top 10 athletes, and like I said, all of these are on the Summer Olympics side. All right. The first two I kind of put together because when I think of one, I think of the other. Because to me, I think these two are the two greatest women track athletes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And they're number 10 and number 9 according to this list. So we have Jackie Joyner-Kersee. All right. So she was in 88, 92, and 96. So she dominated the heptathlon in 88 and 92. And she won in 88 in the long jump. And she then got the bronze in 92 and 96 in the long jump. So pretty impressive. Long career for track and field. All right. Flojo. Now, Flojo was not just all about her nails and how stylish she was, but Flojo won the gold in the 100 meter and the 200 meter, setting a world record. And it still stands right now. And her career lasted until she was of the age of 38. Oh, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. That's not true. She died at the age of 38.
Oh.
She died suddenly at the age of 38. I said that completely wrong. But she, they think she died in her sleep suddenly at the age of 38. Here's probably one of the greatest women athletes of all time. Dies at the age of 38.
Yeah. That's
All right. Here's one I did not know, but it's an absolute amazing Olympic career. And his name is Paavo Nurmi. All right. He is from Finland, and he was the most dominant middle and long distance runner in history, winning 9 gold medals and 12 medals in total between 1920 and 1928. His rivals' his status, he was a national hero in Finland, and the most incredible feat that he did, and this sounds absolutely crazy today, I can't see it happening today. He won the 1,500 meter. All right. Takes a break. And 90 minutes later, he wins the 5,000 meter.
Oh.
Yeah. He won 2 gold medals within 2 hours of each other.
My heart's already hurting hearing that.
Yeah. So he ran a 5K, after winning the 1,500 meter. All right. 1972. This one is kind of the guy I associated with the Olympics when I was young. And I don't know if you know who won the most gold medals in 1972. A swimmer. Davey's answering right now.
Oh, Mark Spitz.
Mark Spitz, that's right. All right. So he failed to live up to his expectations in 68. But Spitz returned to the pool 4 years later to renew his intent. He dominated the sport. Spitz bagged 7 gold medals, and it stood for 16 years and set 7 world records in that same year.
Oh,
and then he retired at the age of 22.
Davey's now watching, so
I saw Davey jump in a little bit ago. So
Mark Spitz, we're finally talking about him.
Yeah, Davey's our nearest Olympic athlete. I think he missed the Olympics by like 0.2 or something like that. It was like tenths of a second. It wasn't a second. It was a fingernail. So Davey, you're still our Olympic hero.
Sorry, man. But I need because I saw another swimmer on this list here, Michael Phelps.
Yep.
But
I'm going down the list. So,
okay.
Yeah, he's going to be number 4. Number 6 on this list, and he's the guy who saved track and field, and that's Usain Bolt. All right. Track and field went through a lot of steroids issues and things like that. So Usain Bolt, and he is probably one of the most dominant athletes in the last 20 years. And he is considered a lightning bolt. Still today, considered the best Jamaican athlete of all time. I know your Cool Runnings guy is up there, but he won 8 gold medals in total. All right. So this guy, and I don't know if this is because in 1984, the Soviet Union did not compete. So 84 Olympics and 80 Olympics are a little questionable because the 2 greatest powerhouse nations in sports didn't compete against each other. So it's a little tainted. All right. But Carl Lewis.
Not a good national anthem singer.
Not a singer at all. He should never sing again.
Francis got off key.
But he dominated track and field. And in the 100 meter, he won in 84 and 88. And won 4 consecutive long jump golds. All right. And he did benefit when Canadian Ben Johnson tested positive on steroids and became a gold medal winner. So, but he is probably the most successful as far as number of medals in track and field. All right, freak of nature. And Davey will agree with this one if he's still out there. Michael Phelps. Just an absolute freak of nature. More medals than anyone else. 28 total medals, 13 individual medals. All right? And he eclipsed Spitz. I think the thing that's the wildest about him is his diet. You ever hear what this guy eats?
No.
He eats like 5,000 to 10,000 calories a day. Like he'll eat like 3 breakfasts. I mean, I've never heard of a diet of any athlete being anywhere near this. Yeah, it's just not fair. Just not fair.
Okay. I'm like around like 2,000 to like 2,500. Sometimes I don't look at 3,000 calories. I know I shouldn't have it, but what the 5,000 calories? And yet somehow I look like this. I guess it might be. I guess I know it's because of the fact that I don't move my body around. Thank you, Mom. I know that.
Yeah, you got to burn some of them calories off, and that's his body was just
Constantly
his metabolism was completely burning it off. All right, here's probably one of the more controversial. Number 3 on the list of best or greatest Olympic athletes. Stevenson, the boxer, Teofilo Stevenson, heavyweight boxer from Cuba. All right. People kept trying to get him to fight Muhammad Ali. Many people believe he would have beat Muhammad Ali when Muhammad Ali was at his prime. So Stevenson, he won gold medal for Cuba. Greatest athlete of all time from Cuba. Sorry, Mr. Tiant. He won in 72, 76, and 1980. All right? But his claim, he was devoted to Fidel Castro's cause, and Stevenson turned down a fight with Muhammad Ali for $1 million, and he said, "What is $1 million against 8 million Cubans who love me?" So, could be possibly one of the greatest boxers of all time, but we never know because he never stepped out of Cuba, unless he was playing, in Cuba. All right, number 2 on the list. Number 1 as far as the ladies go. Number 1, I remember in gymnastics. When you say gymnastics, I think of this woman. You know who I'm talking about? You just looked at it. Can you say her name?
Nadia Comaneci.
Nadia Comaneci. So, just a young teenage girl. She ended up marrying. A U.S. Olympic athlete. She's a U.S. citizen now, but she was the first woman as a 14-year-old Romanian. She is the first gymnast to score a perfect 10 on the uneven bars in Montreal. And Montreal, to me, is the Olympics that I remember probably the most vividly in 1976 Olympics. You know who else? You know who won the decathlon in the 76 Olympics?
Oh.
He was on the Wheaties, or she was on the Wheaties, whichever way you want to do it.
Oh, Caitlyn Jenner.
Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah. I mean, probably the most lasting impact for the Summer Olympics was Olympic Stadium where the Montreal Expos play, or used to play.
Yeah, where they used to play. But Comaneci won a total of 5 medals and the hearts of everyone around the world, and she boosted gymnastics to the highest level. All right, number 1 on the list, and we're way over on time, but I had to mention it, was Jesse Owens. And Jesse Owens, it wasn't so much what he did, it's where he did it. Mm-hmm. And he did it in
1936 Berlin.
1936 Berlin. He kind of snubbed his nose at one of the most evil men in the world. Yeah. And it was in front of Hitler, and probably like the second most famous Olympic podium photo of all time. Yeah. No, with the olive
The,
branch.
the,
around
the,
his-
the,
yeah.
the olive branch around his head, then German athlete behind him.
Yeah.
Right.
And Davey said he got to meet Nadia. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, she was married to Kurt Thomas.
All right.
So-
We're out of time. I'm gonna walk to the studio.
Well, I want to say thank you guys. Please hit that share button. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. You're going to see Blake walking by right there. We're in the studio today, so he's got to get in there. But I appreciate you guys. Support our sponsors. And this is Bollox Talks and Tangents, and we'll see you next week.